I am a firm believer in making cooking both fun and challenging, which is why I think everyone should cultivate a signature dish. Be it as basic as flaming hot mac and cheese or as technical as black forest cake, why not have a dish that you're known for at every potluck and picnic? This is Crafting a Signature Dish with your host, Mark, the Signature Dish Williamson. Let's get started here. And to aid you in making your dish, I have a guiding star with 5 points. These points are not mutually exclusive. Think of them as frames of mind or frames of reference. So the first point is lean into tradition. The second is make it fancy. The third is mix it up. Fourth, add mystery. And fifth, seek unique. Let's dig into each of these points in more detail. Lean into tradition. Now, every grandma worth her salt has some sort of secret heirloom family recipe oatmeal cookie of goodness. That's what I mean with tradition. Take a food that's already fairly commonly used as a special recipe or secret recipe and make it your own. Maybe it's something like world famous chili or burgers or whatnot. Really try to find a twist to make a commonly made food item your own. Maybe spices, sauces are a great way to intro. Slather that on some wings or another kind of meat, and there you go. The sky's the limit. Make it fancy. Taking an easy dish and upgrading it is a great way to make a signature dish. For example, maybe you've made the out of the can green bean casserole your whole life. Maybe you can make it from scratch. Make it fancy that way. Another thing you can do, bread is a great example of making it from scratch to make it really delicious and fancy. There's all sorts of breads you can experiment with above and beyond sliced bread. Heck, you can even make your own pasta from the noodles to the sauce. There's a lot of freedom in making a fancy dish. So up the ante at your next meal. Mix it up. The concept behind this is taking different food that are already good and putting them together in new and interesting ways. One term for this could be food mashups. Another idea is fusions, taking different ethnic foods and putting them together. I personally like the idea of rando-naughting. I did a whole video on this. Maybe you end up in the end with a taco with boneless wings and bacon. Not a bad mashup if I say so myself. Add mystery. What better way to add allure to your dish than by adding some sort of secret ingredient? Maybe it's a sauce or a spice mixture or some other unorthodox ingredient. Who knows? But you can certainly add zest and pizzazz and intrigue to any dish with this methodology. Seek unique. Last idea here isn't so much of a specific idea, but a clarion call to think outside the box. Try to come up with things you've maybe never seen before or never imagined. There's so many different kinds of food and so many different ways to cook it that there's certainly delicious food waiting out there for those willing to take the plunge into trying something unusual and unique. So, in case you thought I was going to keep you in the dark, I have some examples of my own attempts at signature dishes. This first one here is sweet potato casserole. It is an alternate take on a Midwestern favorite, the tater tot casserole, where various ingredients have been swapped out. So this is kind of a bit of a seek unique / mix it up. So there's sweet potatoes and a variety of vegetables, including kale, and then instead of meat, there's sausage, and then Parmesan cheese instead of cheddar cheese. So quite delicious. Here is another example. These are, I would say, kind of under the make it fancy. These are actually breakfast meat bites or meaty protein balls. I had one of these at a gas station once, and I tried to make my own here. You can maybe also say this leans into tradition. This is sausage based with some egg, cheese, and vegetables. Finally, I have my secret ingredient brownies. Now, these include some additional things I'm working on, including marshmallows. But my real secret ingredient for my brownies is pudding mix, which makes it a lot gooier and more delicious, in my opinion. You can see how these brownies actually look like they're undercooked, but they're not. It's just that pudding mix making it delightfully soft. So there we go. Thank you for joining me. Hopefully, this inspired you to create your own signature dish. Brace yourselves for awesome and bacon on ice cream.